Looking for a way to get healthy? The Chef You and I program has the answer. Kathryn, Raaker, and chefs from around the nation will teach even the most inexperienced how to cook. Come into their kitchen and watch them take ordinary foods with loads of calories and fat and turn those foods into healthier dishes. You will be the first to get tips and ideas on foods that are easy to prepare. Now let's join Kathryn and today's chef and learn how to make today's recipes.
Hi, this is Kathryn Raaker of the Chef You and I. Tonight we're making appetizers. We're doing a charcuterie board, which is an apple harvest board, and we're doing some really fun, easy recipes that you can put together very easily. If you have help like I do, which was Miriam Merton, and she helps me all the time. So the first thing that we're going to do is the apple harvest charcuterie board has a pumpkin yogurt dip. So we're going to make the dip first. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 cup of plain yogurt and put it into this bowl, because we're going to mix everything before we put it onto the tray, all right? And so we're doing that. And then we're going to take, actually, the ingredients are, for the yogurt dip, 1 cup of plain yogurt, 1/4 cup of canned pumpkin puree, which is right here, and then I'm going to add to the yogurt that I already put in there. And you want to get all of that good pumpkin in there. And then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And let me get I put a little bit more than 2 tablespoons, so you want to take 2 tablespoons. 1, 2, and maybe just a little bit more, okay? That's 2 tablespoons. Then you're going to add a 3/4 cup, or 3/4 of a teaspoon of the wonderful pumpkin spice, because you really want it to taste pumpkin-y. So that's 3/4 of a teaspoon. So then we're going to add a pinch of salt. Here's a pinch of salt. That's all. So then what you want to do is you want to mix all the ingredients up. And you can see that beautiful pumpkin. It's really going to be pretty when you finish with it. And it mixes really nice. You know, yogurt is so wonderful to work with. And it's so healthy for you. And so we're doing that. We're stirring it. And then what we're going to do is you're going to have you're going to have enough for everything that's on the board. So what we can do is just put this aside. Let me move this out of the way. And now that we've got that done, we can start setting up the charcuterie board. And then you're going to add, we've already cut up these beautiful apples. They're Gala apples and Honeycrisp apples. We have 5 ounces of salami. And we have wonderful Swiss cheese. All kinds of different cheeses are on here. And American, Swiss, and pepper jack. And I also got some here that I'm going to cube right now. And I'm going to cube these. And this is sharp cheddar. White sharp cheddar. So this is so fun for when you're having people over for the football game, or anything that you want to do for entertaining, but you want to make it light, right? So we're actually going to make a cranberry chicken salad sandwich on either buns, little buns, or you can do it on a croissant. So we're almost done with that. And so it's just really simple to put this whole thing together. I want to thank our sponsors today, and actually we want to thank 360 Pans, our wonderful Cornhuskers Gourmet duck fat spray, and we want to thank CircleBRanch because she provides so many wonderful things to us. So the first thing we're going to do actually is we're going to take and put the dip in here. And you can put a generous amount of dip. This looks beautiful, actually. Your friends and family are really going to like this because it's got that wonderful harvest taste. Don't you love pumpkin pie? So we have a lot of pumpkin left from this, and we're going to make some pumpkin cookies, but not tonight. So we'll just get this done, and then we'll go ahead and start assembling the charcuterie board. But this is just lovely. Look at how much you have. This is wonderful. So if you've got a bigger crowd, you want to double your recipe. So we'll put this down over here. And what we can do is put this in the center, right there. And now we can start assembling the charcuterie board. So I'm going to bring that over here. Move all of this over and put this over here. And we're going to do this easily. Okay, so let's bring the board over. And I got this for a real bargain, I think, at Bed Bath & Beyond. I can't remember. But anyhow, what we want to do is we want to take our salami and we're going to put it around in a round situation. Then we're going to put our apples. And we have cranberries, which I'm really excited about. And they're right there. Don't worry. I'm just going to get a little dish for them. So we're now going to assemble the whole charcuterie board. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our apples and we're going to put them like this. Just different ways that you can put your apples. And this board is a pretty big board. So I just think it looks really nice this way. And we can actually put the dish right here and put the apples around it. What do you think about that? That's a pretty good idea. And then you can dip them in there pretty easily. So go out to here. So just, decorate it. That's what you're basically doing. And now we're going to the next thing we're going to put on is our salami. And you can get this pretty easily. This is pretty big salami, so I would do this with it. I would fold it in half like that. And then you can put your cheese near it. And you can use toothpicks also when you're doing this, right? So it really smells good. Makes you really hungry. So this is a nice appetizer for your guests. And if you've never made one of these before, it's not really that hard. It's pretty simple. So you can even do this. All right. So then you want to take your cheese, and you could do this with it, like that. And then I'm going to put other cheese on here as well. Right? Let's chew this. It's like that. Like that. Okay, so the other thing, now you have this other cheese that you can put like right here. So these are different types of cheese, and we're going to do this with it. And don't forget, we're going to have crackers with it as well. So, and this is all American cheese. Pretty simple to do. So you could put grapes on it. You could put whatever you want on the board. Just make it easy for yourself. And then here's some Swiss cheese, and we'll put that like over here. And put this out of the way. And right. And some pepper jack. And we'll put some crackers here. Don't forget the crackers. So make it any way you want to, but attractive. Make it easy for yourself. And we'll put the Swiss cheese here. And we can actually take the crackers out of the jar if we want to. But we're filling this up pretty much. Right, so that should do that. And then I absolutely love cranberries. I don't know if you do too. I'm actually going to put these down here at this end. And so you can actually have cranberries, these are dried cranberries. We'll put some more apples out because you've got a crowd. And we've got nuts as well. And put a couple there. And let's take the nuts. I have other crackers to come out. So I'm going to put these nuts just down here. You don't have to have them in bowls. You can do it any way you want to. And these are pita crackers, right? So I think what I'm going to do is take these out of here and do it like this. So, because you're going to want to put the cheese and crackers together, right? So, and then I'll put some pita chips on the other side. And then what I'll do with the cranberries is I'll take them out of the jar and put them right here. Why not? They don't have to be in a bowl. And these are dried cranberries, right? So that's kind of cool. You could have grapes on here. You could have whatever you wanted to have on here, right? Here's some more cheese. Do that. Wait a minute, that's kind of too big. We'll use a smaller couple of things of cheese right there, right? And now we're going to take the pita crackers and come down here with them, right? Put them right here. There you go. It really looks good. I can't wait to try it. How about you? Well, that cracker's cracked, or that pita chip is cracked, so use something else, okay? And you could also put some more nuts. We can use all of our nuts here. Nuts are so fun, and these are cashews, and they are so delicious, right? So guess what? How long did that take us? Hardly any time at all. You can always add more apple slices, right, to the board. And like I said, you can design it any way you want to. So here is our wonderful board. I'm going to move this out so you can all see it. And, you know, you can have these extra things to give to your guest. Because guess what? You want to have enough that you can, and actually I could put some more here, right? That way we have enough for our guests tonight. And the next thing we're going to make right after this is we're going to make this wonderful chicken salad that is really delicious. And it's got some really unusual things in it, and we're going to teach you how to make it. So here you go. Here is our board, and here's some more, wait a minute, here's some more cheese to go with it. Might as well use all this cheese up, right? And here you go. So there you go. A beautiful board. That should be really nice. So what do you think about that? You can get that recipe on our Kathryn Raaker's The Chef You and I, where we have the show and the recipe. So that's our first appetizer that we're doing. And we'll be right back after these important messages on The Chef You and I. We're back on The Chef You and I, and now we're making an actual cranberry chicken salad. But we're using chicken that I boiled. I didn't use canned chicken. You could use canned chicken. You could use tuna fish. You could use salmon, but I decided since I had a lot of chicken, I was going to make it with chicken. Or you can use, which is over here, I actually saved a breast from a rotisserie chicken as well. So here are some of the ingredients. A half a cup of mayonnaise, actually 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, 3/4 of a cup of dried cranberries, and we're going to actually do about a half a cup to a cup of celery that's chopped, 1 green onion chopped. I'm not using bell peppers because I'm not crazy about bell peppers. But we're going to add 1/4 of a cup or more of pecans that are chopped, and our chicken. So the first thing you want to do is you want to actually slice your celery up, and you want to make it small. So we have a lot of chicken, so I'm adding a little bit more celery, a little bit more mayonnaise to this to serve a few people. So that's what you want to do first. You want to chop up your celery and your green onion, and then add it to, and I don't need this right here, you're going to add it to actually the mixture. And this is really good because the dried cranberries will plump up once you add the mayonnaise and all the other ingredients. And then I would put it in the refrigerator, and we're actually going to serve it on croissants because it's so pretty. And croissants, they have that wonderful sweet taste to them, you know. Or you could use little buns. It doesn't make any difference. Or you could just put it on. So you could actually put it on lettuce and have it as a salad. So you can come up with all kinds of different things. So I want to put a little bit more celery in there. And I'd love for you to send us your recipes anytime. And if you have a recipe that is really heavy on the calories, we'll actually cut the calories down or cut them in half for you. So you can send it to Kathryn Raaker at kraaker123@gmail.com. That's 123@gmail.com. And don't forget to go to our Chef You and I site, because we have all of our recipes up there. And when we have guest chefs, you'll see all of that. It's really nice. So I'm chopping up this onion that we're going to put in there. And we need to take that off, right? And if you don't like onions, don't put onions in. And this recipe actually does not call for garlic, which you all know that I'm allergic to. So I was really surprised when I saw the recipe and happy that, unfortunately, it didn't have garlic. And I know a lot of you love garlic, so if you want to add garlic to your chicken salad, you can. But I don't think you need garlic in everything. So anyhow, but you're going to have, this is so easy to make, and you could have one of your kids help you make it too. This would be great for school lunches. So here we go. We're going to take this and we're going to add this to this wonderful bowl. So if you want more green onion, you can put more green onion in, but I don't think you need any more. And here we go. So we want to take our cranberries. We want to take our nuts. We want to take our paprika. And I want you to put that in. And it, for some reason, sticking in the bowl. Oh, well. That makes it easy. So I have already done the chicken to make it easy. And if you want to cut up a rotisserie chicken, you can. And if you need to cut or do the chicken more, then do that. But you don't want it to look like this is about 2 breasts or a breast and a half. And we can actually pull it apart, and that'll be easy for you to do. Or you can shred it more if you want to, or you can use, like I said, canned chicken. And this is a simple recipe. So you want to put this all together like this. And, you know, you could even add pickle relish if you wanted to this. Some people like pickle relish, and it gives a little sweet flavor to it. So we might even do that with it. Or you could add more or more of the cranberries to it. You could add an apple to it, some grapes, whatever you'd like to do. But this is a simple one. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to add, I use Miracle Whip. We're not using mayonnaise, but you can use mayonnaise. And actually, I think we're going to need more. So let's do that. And I think it would be great to have grapes in this. So I don't think actually that's enough mayonnaise for this. And I'm going to add some pickle relish to it, I think. And that'll have a sweeter taste to it. So this is kind of, I think half a cup has kind of made it kind of dry. So I am going to put more in there. And it doesn't matter. This is the light Miracle Whip. And I use a light mayonnaise usually. But see, because the chicken, and if you wanted to add tomatoes to it, if you wanted to put a slice of tomato and maybe some wonderful lettuce on your sandwich, you could. And you could do that. But I would put this personally in the refrigerator until you get ready to serve it. So I'm going to add a little pickle relish to it. Just a second. I got to get the pickle relish out. And this is sweet pickle relish. This isn't a dill relish. It's sweet. And it'll really make it taste great. So a couple tablespoons of it, or teaspoons, because that's a lot, actually. And just mix that in. And then we'll serve it on these wonderful, great croissants. So you can see it. Or you could put raisins. Anything you'd like to put in it to make it a little different. So there we go. And I think we have some cranberry, wonderful relish that we could add to it and put on the croissant that's made by CircleBRanch. And I think that would give it a little kick to it as well. So we're going to take a little short break, and when we come back, I'm going to make the sandwich for you, and I think you'll love it. We'll be right back. We're back on The Chef You and I absolutely love CircleBRanch, Marina's recipe, Marina's wonderful, Marina's cranberry chutney, and it's really sweet. It's really nice. You can use it on lots of different things, including when you're baking or you're doing anything with a roast or whatever. It's delicious. Or even with your wonderful turkey, especially Thanksgiving will be here before you know it. So we're putting a little bit of this onto this wonderful chicken salad, cranberry salad, and I think it's going to be great. So what we'll do right now is we're going to take this, I'm going to move this out of the way, and we've already mixed this in, right? So I'm going to take this and put this onto the croissant. And I like to use plastic gloves when I'm, doing any of the stuff that you have to, and you don't want to have to keep on washing your hands, but I wash in between or change gloves. And so this is really pretty. You should see this. This is our wonderful camera guys coming over to do this. See how nice that looks? And actually, you could do this. Keep it like this. That looks sweet. And I'm going to do this one over here without it. So let's do this one. And it's a great, great sandwich, for taking on a picnic. You can keep it in your cooler and then serve it to your guests, especially if it turns out to be a rainy day. So there's that. And here's this beautiful, beautiful chicken salad with cranberries. Cranberry chicken salad, and we used Marina's wonderful cranberry chutney. And we'll be right back after these messages on The Chef You and I with another recipe. You know, we are doing grilling at night, and we have a new sponsor called Grillight, and you can go see all of their wonderful, beautiful Grillight, and they're in the utensils, which makes it really nice. So when you actually, we'll show you tonight how you use it outside in the dark with your grill, right? And I'll show you all the different products that they have. At least I have most of them. But we're going to make grilled onions on flatbread with, it's actually called grilled onion and Swiss flatbread. So what we're doing now is we're cutting our onions in thick slices, right? And then we're taking it apart. Because now that we're doing on an aluminum foil on the grill, we can do that easily, right? And I can even spray the onions with the Gourmet duck fat spray from Cornhuskers Kitchen, which is one of our wonderful sponsors. And we are now using Grillight, and we're using duck fat, and we're using Marina's products, and don't forget the 360 pans. And tonight, I didn't need the 360 pans, but you can always go up and put my code up there, and we'll put that on our wonderful website. You'll see it, and you can order your pans. You'll love them. You'll have them forever. Okay, so we're almost done here. I got to cut one more onion. Great. And these onions are not making me cry. I can't believe it. Okay, that should be enough. So what we're going to do is put them apart. Now you're going to grill these onions until they get a little bit soft. And you're going to turn them over. And you're going to grill your flatbread. And then you're going to add your cheese to it. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put all of these right here on this cookie sheet, and I'm going to spray them, and we should be pretty easy. But we're also going to spray our aluminum foil that we're putting it on, so we'll do that when we get outside, and we're going to do that. So let's do this. Instead of using olive oil, I'm going to use duck fat. So just spray directly on them, then turn them over and spray again, and you've got it. So we can take that out, and then we're going to spray the flatbread too. So you do it on both sides. So 1, and then 2. And then you're going to put these on the grill until they get kind of a very light brown. And I'll do this one over here. Pretty simple to do this. I can't live without my Gourmet duck fat spray. And it's healthier for you as well. So we are going to go outside now. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to go outside, and we're going to show you how to do this wonderful recipe. So let's do this. Let's go outside and actually grill our onions. We're going to be right back. We are back, and here is a spatula that Grillight makes with the light on it so you can see what you're doing. So we're going to actually take our onions and put them on the grill, right? And the grill is hot, so you're not going to leave the onions on there a long time. You're going to watch them, and we're going to flip them. And what we did was we took aluminum foil and actually put it on the grill so that it makes it easier for you to do it, okay? And they said they wanted onion rings, so you had to cut thick onion rings to do this recipe. Okay, and here we go. So you can really see everything because you've got this light that's illuminating everything. I cannot believe how much I love this Grillight, because now you can do it in the dark. You know, there's lots of parties that people have, and like even with marshmallows or whatever you're doing. So this is for 2 flatbreads. I think we have enough here. So we'll let that go for a few minutes, and we're going to shut the grill, and we're going to let that be there for 2 minutes, and then we'll come back and turn them over. We are now flipping all of our onions, and the next time we do a show, we're going to do the grill mat, and also the grill tongs that they have with the light in them. And actually, you could do it like this. You could do this and flip them over like this, right? But the tongs are a lot easier to work with, and you know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the tongs right now to flip them over. And now we're done with these onions. They're getting really cooked, and so you want to have a little bit of an onion flavor. You don't want to get it too brown. And actually, I think they're pretty well done here. Just maybe a minute more. And so it looks really, really good. So then we're going to take our wonderful naan flatbread, and we're going to grill that. And actually, you could start it up here, right? And then bring it down. And we'll do that. But I want to bring the onions in onto this again. And then we'll serve it on our naan bread, flatbread. And we're going to add cheese to that. So it's cheese and onion flatbread. And I think these are going to be really delicious. And if people don't like, they like onions themselves without being cooked, then you could do that as well. So here we go. And that's going to do, we're going to add spices to it. We're going to add spices to it, which are thyme. And I want to do this. I want to bring this down now. And I've got these to go. And then we're going to add our cheese. Pretty easy, right? And you can see that. And then I'll be able to flip these with, actually with the light. So we'll take that, bring that down. And then what we'll do is we actually oiled this with the Doug fat spray. We're going to shut this for 2 minutes, and we'll be right back. So we're back on the Chef You and I, and we're flipping our, because you don't want it to get too, see? That's good. So now what we can do while that other side is getting brown is add the onions and cheese to it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to add the onions that we've cooked. And then we're going to add our spices, some thyme. That's it. And if you don't like thyme, I'd use something else. And chives. And I think honey. You want to add some honey to it. All right. All right. All right. Then more onions. Right, and that Grillight is showing you everything that we're doing. And it's like no other. And then we're going to add cheese to this. That's a little much on the onion side. Right? And we're going to add some chives to that. And like I said, a little bit more honey. And here comes the scissors. Thank you very much. And we're going to cut the chives on top of this. And then we're going to add the Swiss cheese to it. And I can feel that. And it's starting to get pretty hot. So we want to turn the grill down a little bit, because you don't want to get it too, and you don't want to burn it. So that's it. So let's turn off the grill. I think we're fine, because I'm going to put the cheese on top of it now. So they're done on the bottom pretty well. And I'm going to add the cheese, and that cheese will melt. And then we're going to add some salt and pepper, ground salt and pepper here. Right. And salt. There we go. And then let's put the cheese on top of it, and then you've got a real treat. So, right. Here we go. And then we'll take it off the grill, And we're probably going to need a plate or something to put it on. Right. I don't know. It's coming apart. Here we're going to put the cheese on top of it. And we'll take it off the grill. Now that the grill is off, it'll melt the cheese. We'll just shut it down for a minute, and we'll put it up on the top so it doesn't get burned. And so here we go. Right. And that's it. And that makes it really nice. And what we're going to do is, I need this because we want to move it. Let's see what it looks like. It's not burnt or anything, so we're going to take it and put it right here. Okay. And let's do this. I'll just put that right here for a second, and then we're going to put it down so it actually melts the cheese. So that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it when you're doing this flatbread, cheese and onion flatbread. And we used our wonderful Grillight, which is right here with the light, and we'll show you all their other utensils. We want to thank them for being sponsors. We'll be right back. We're back on the Chef You and I, and this is the finished product, and this is the grilled onion Swiss flatbread. And since we had to use the grill, we had to use our Grillight, which you can find up on our website and on their website at grillight.com. So check them out. You're going to love it. It has a wonderful, there's so many things about it that I just love. Actually, it's water resistant, a detachable flashlight, 2,000 lumens, and it's really great. Absolutely, you have to have it for your grill if you like to grill, especially at night. They also have a Grillight wonderful grill mat that you can use on your grill, which I didn't last night because I wanted to keep, or this tonight, because I wanted to keep it intact so you could see it. And then I love this. They have a claw. So basically, you want to shred your meat with these. This is what you do it with, the claws. They have lots of products up on their website. Check them out. You will love them. You'll want not to do anything, especially at night, without Grillight. We'll be right back after these important messages. We're back on the Chef You and I, and we're making an avocado, blueberry, grape, apple, watermelon, and other fruits like nectarines and wonderful nuts. But if you're allergic to nuts, and kiwi salad. So it's really, really quite simple. You're going to add your not cucumbers, but your watermelon, which this is 2 cups of watermelon. It's pretty simple. And then you want to take your apples, and I'm going to just chop those up real quick. We had those on another, one of our other dishes, and these are great apples, right? And watermelon is wonderful at this time of year. You want to use a 3/4 cup of blueberries, okay? And you can even use the frozen blueberries, because if you can't get blueberries right now, then you want to do that. But they're actually out there, pretty easy to do. And this is a fun salad. Doesn't take long to make it, and I love it. I love fruit and I love salads. So this doesn't have any lettuce in it. If you wanted to use lettuce, then you could. You could use arugula or whatever you wanted to use in it, okay? And I want to get one of my wonderful scrapers. And then you want to add your, and you want to put this on the side like that. And I love avocados, don't you? They're so good at this time of year. I love avocados, and they're good for you. So, do that, and then put those here. So you have a lot of different colors in this salad. right? Like that, like that. And more apples. Blueberries, apples, watermelon. Really pretty. And then you want to do this and use a kiwi. And that's a green, that's a beautiful green color. Kiwis are so delicious. And if you've never had kiwis, you need to try them. They're absolutely great. And passion fruit. You could put bananas in here if you wanted to. You could put any kind of fruit you want. And you could make a sweet honey dressing if you wanted to, or you could use a dressing that you have, you know, at home that you like. So let's just use, we could do this easily. Hold on. So you can see how easy it is to do this. And look at those beautiful seeds. That's wonderful. So I didn't do this right, but that's all right. I'll cut all that off. But see how pretty that is? And you can see that. So you're getting a lot of color in here as well. So, right. So you can see that. And then I'm going to put a nectarine in as well. And then we're also going to put in the nuts. Now, if you're allergic to nuts, don't put nuts in. I mean, seriously, right? I just happen to like nuts, and they're delicious at this time of year. And this is really a pretty, oh, I forgot my grapes. Can't forget the grapes. And you want to cut the grapes in half, right? That's cool. And this is like a cup of grapes. So this would help your, you know, a lot of people want you to eat fresh fruit. And this is the time of year to do it. And the next time we get together, I'm going to make an olive bruschetta that you've never, ever experienced before. And we're getting into fall, which I love fall. And we'll be doing some German dishes that I like schnitzel and wonderful purple cabbage with apples. And if I could get some deer meat, I'd even make some deer meat, venison. How about that? So we're almost done with this. I just have to add a couple more pieces of fruit, and we're done. So see how easy that is? And it'll look beautiful on a plate or in a bowl, and you're going to love it. And your kids will love it, too. You need to get them to eat more fruit and vegetables. So, and this is a beautiful nectarine, and I've cleaned it, so all you have to do is actually slice it and put that in there, and it's got really pretty color, and nectarines at this time of year are great. So just a few more slices of this, and we're going to be done. Now, that was a simple meal. It could be a meal or it could be hors d'oeuvres. So get your recipes out, like I said. Try different things and send us your recipes. So here you can see this. I'm almost done. And then I'm going to put the nuts in there. Just a second. And we're almost finished with this. So you've got every color almost of the rainbow in this. And you've got a little bit of avocado. So try it out. It was a simple, doesn't take long to make it. Now we're going to add the wonderful nuts to it. Look at that. Look at how pretty that is. Enjoy. We want to just take a short break, and we'll be right back. We'll put everything out again, and you'll see everything that we did. We'll be right back. We are back on The Chef, You and I, and we've run out of time. We want to thank our sponsors, and that is 360 Pans Cookware, CircleBRanch, and Marina's Kitchen, the Cornhuskers Duck Fat Gourmet Spray, and now Grillight. We don't want to forget them. And these wonderful dishes you'll find on our website. This is a charcuterie board. It's a harvest charcuterie board. And then those are our flatbread with onion and cheese grilled. And then we have our wonderful cranberry chicken salad. And then we made a really simple fruit salad for you as well. We'll see you next time on The Chef You and I. Don't forget to go to our website at thechefyouandi.com. Bon appetit. See you soon.
Thanks for joining us on the Chef You and I show today. We'll be back next week with another great and healthy recipe. Don't forget to visit our website, thechefyouandi.com, for all of our featured recipes, cooking tips, and clips of the show.